Hey guys, Rev from Into Gaming. Um, Today I want to clear up a little bit of a misunderstanding with PUBG's physics, bullet physics, projectile physics, and how zeroing works when you lean. Um, First of all, basics of zeroing is by default your weapon might be set up for a 100-meter zero. And what that means is your shot will intersect the center of your crosshair at 100 meters. Now, say that these increments here are set at 100-meter gaps each. So this would be 100 meters zeroed, 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters. So if I had a target, if I'm zeroed at 100 meters and I have a target at 400 meters, I would place this point of my scope on the head. So I would tilt my weapon up, raise my crosshair up to get this point out so that my projectile falls and hits at that particular point. So that's the basics of what these marks are for. Now you'll notice with this crosshair we have 4 angles. This is a common style crosshair where the increments are the same. So if I rotated my weapon 90 degrees to the right, I would use this because this would then be parallel with, or perpendicular with the ground. This is still my dead center point at 100 meters, or 100 meters. But if I wanted to, let me just do that for an example here. If I rotate, send it right, now I'm rotated at a 45. So this is aligned with the barrel. This is my center point. If I had a 400-meter shot, I would take this point, lift it straight up, which would have my 400 here. And I'll show you that. You have to visualize this stuff on your own. So I would use this point right here, just judging it based off of where this is to get a rough estimate of where this is, and that's how we would shoot it. Because the projectile is going to follow this line as it drops. It's going for that point, but as it drops, it's going to follow this vertical line from sky to ground. That's how it's going to flow. So by default, I'm sitting like this. I rotate out. As I'm rotating, I have to mentally visualize the bottom area, my zeroing marks, rotating with me. And they're going to always stay parallel to the ground. And this is very common. This style of scope is very common. PUBG's 8x and 15x have this style, but they use little dots. But they're incremented perfectly as zeroing marks that you can pull off with. And I'll show that to you. Okay, so basically what we're going to do here in this demonstration, I have a little point right out here where my red dot is, way out here. In order to hit that, I have to pull up or drop down 2 dots on my zeroing because I'm still zeroed at 100 meters. So I have to pull up, and that's basically hitting where we're going to use for this example. So I have those 2 dots. Now when I lean, I can't line those 2 dots up because the red point of my scope is where the bullet's going to travel. So I have to drag this over. So I get my red dot on and then vertically climb directly up. And that's where I want this point, but equal to right here. So basically taking this red point and dragging it straight up till it would be at the same drop as 2 dots. Just right around in there. you'll get your zeroing, because you can't take this zeroing, because if I move this over and put the 2 dots there, it's going to where the red dot is, because I'm still zeroed. Your shot will always head towards the center of your scope, always. So when you lean, either way, if I lean this way, I have to counter it on this side to get it. That's the whole point of all those extra little dots in this scope. The ones on the left and ones on the right is so if I'm leaning, I can get a better judgment of where I'm at on the target. But I'm not really good at distance sniping, so somebody with better aim will be able to do this accurately. But it just goes back to the point that when you are scoping, depending on which way you're leaning, you have to visually drop that line yourself. You have to mentally picture that point there. It would be better if the scopes in PUBG had rings for the zeroing. It would just make it a lot easier for people that don't understand how zeroing works, especially with a lean. So that's all that I wanted to show, is that when you lean, you have to draw an imaginary line into your head straight down from sky to ground, straight down through your crosshair, and then make a judgment call on your little point as far as where your zeroing is going to go. When I'm here, I can just go straight in, because the bullets are going to fall straight down from the barrel. When I'm leaning, the bullet's still going to fall straight down from the barrel, which is marked off at that point on your crosshair, the red dot in this example. Show you with the red dot, with this one, you can kind of get an idea of it a little bit better. But anyway, that's it.